I'm going to be doing a TYT video tonight, okay? So that will be a thing. But I had to do a video to very simply say, because this I would make this a video series. And I really should make it a video series. Because, this shit destroyed my upward trajectory in life. This fucking shit really set me back, probably a couple years. Because the position that I had, where I was, it was pretty good fucking company that I was working for. And they had seen it fit to give me a 401k, which was worth $2,200 in 1 year. I had a really nice, good trajectory going forward. And then it just got completely disgustingly, for no goddamn fucking reason, decimated. So, if I'm a little bitter, yeah, I think I'd say I'm more than a little bit bitter. Because, I bought like a $5,000 computer that I should have access to and I should be able to do content with and make stuff because the processor is way better in that thing. I could have had that and I could have been gaming, like live streaming gaming like Mike Matei, done shit like that. I think I would have tried that, But this system is not good enough because I'm a poor motherfucker. You get that shit, okay? So, my shit is going a certain way. And I'm thinking to myself, you got to say some more. Because it's just, you're a YouTuber. That's something that YouTubers do, that they say shit when it's going on in their life. And you know what? I'm going to say shit. I'm just going to call you what you are being, William. You are being an asshole. Oh, here he goes. He's going to be horrible. He's going to be horrible. Well, listen, I think horrible is all in the eye of the fucking beholder. Oh, I hear Scream by Michael, and Janet. Stop pressuring me. Stop pressuring me. Stop pressuring me. Makes me wanna scream, motherfuck. Michael says, stop fucking with me in that song. Michael was not a cursor. He made it a fucking point to really not say fuck and shit and bullshit and asshole and fuck. Me, I embrace profanity because it's called colorful language. It's salty language. The Lord Jesus Christ didn't come to you saying, if you say fuck, you're done. No, he didn't say that. Jesus didn't say, hey, you can't use the word shit in my Father's kingdom. He didn't say that. In fact, I think he probably used pejorative terms to the Sadducees and Pharisees that were very close to the word fuck or shit. He told the one, right, every atheist loves to bring this up. Oh, your beautiful Jesus called a woman a dog. How about that? Yeah, and then you read it in context, and he was just saying what they called the Canaanites in the day, which was Canaanites. Canaan. A canine? Wow. So he was accurately calling them what they were, yeah. You can call a woman a fucking dog. But what Jesus Christ did say is that you don't cast your fucking pearls to swine. And unfortunately speaking, Mr. William Gaddis, I really thought that when my money was going towards you, this was money well spent because you were a lover of Jesus and you had God talking to you on a regular basis in your dreams. I believe you, I bankroll that kid all day, and I'd get him anything he wants continually, You want an $8,000 computer? Yeah, I'll get it free if I could afford it. What needs to happen is the understanding of how egregious, all right, the situation is now, William, that you've marched this shit out for months without talking to your mom privately. It's bullshit, son. It's hurtful dog shit that I know is wrong. I don't care if your mom was the worst mom on the planet, which she is not, and you know that. She is nothing like her mother in terms of parenting at all. She's not like her mother. She was a good mother to you, the best she could fucking be with the consequences, and you know that's the truth. Oh, you think it's funny. If you are actually laughing, I'm telling you, man, if you are actually laughing at this shit with the downfall of the mental health of your mother, That's continually she is doing her best to put on a face, William, every day of I'm not falling apart. Just as I am. We're putting on the face of, oh, I can go on another day. But here's the question, William. What happens if your mom doesn't make it? Have you ever really thought about this, Will? Oh, she's faking. She's not as bad as they, the trolls are right. She's not as sick as they say. That she's faking most of it because she's just lazy. Right? That's what you're listening to that. And saying, well, my mom just ain't trying hard enough. Okay, you take that position and go, I'm not coming back in your life until you're healthy and walking around and doing what I think you should be able to do. Yeah, well, William, what if that doesn't happen? What if her path goes the way of death quicker? You ever think of that? Because I'm going to tell you, you could go back in time. You could go, you could find this video on some troll channel, because I'm sure my channel, the channel that it's on here, it will be destroyed at some point. But you'll be able to find this video on some archive channel when you're 40. And you'll look back at this and you'll be like, oh, that's when Jason was like 41. And I'm going to say, well, 40-year-old William, when you see this, and if your mother happens to be fucking dead, I just wanted to let you know that if you want to know why it happened, you could look in the mirror. They're going to go, Rev, you're disgusting to say something like that to that kid. And I'll go, number one, he's not a kid. He's no longer 14 or 13, and you can give me the bullshit that he's a kid. He's not a kid. He's 18 years old. And on top of being 18 years old, he also knows what's right and wrong. And he knows that what he's done to his mother for the better part of half a year now, pretty much, is behavior that's not becoming of a son that's good. He's treated Shannon worse than a goddamn stranger. And she did nothing but support him through every choice he's made. When he said, hey, I'm gay, there was nothing but support from both of us towards him about all of his choices that he's made so far. We've encouraged. Whenever he showed me artwork, I was like, absolutely, that's insane, and you have talent. Like, you're actually good at drawing, Nothing but encouragement. I bought an iPad because I wanted an iPad again. For myself, I bought it, right? And it was like, oh, well, I really want to get into art. I want to start trying to do art and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck do you have this iPad for, Jay? Other than having a convenient thing that you could take all over the fucking house and check your social media and stuff like that in the day. You don't really need it other than that, right? And you got a phone. You could use a phone for that. Give the kid your iPad. Jay, you're crazy. That's a $1,700 electronic item. Yeah, give it to him. Absolutely, because he wants to do art. That's a perfect device for art. And then I went back to Best Buy and I got him the pencil, the iPad pencil, which is like $250 more or something, right? He couldn't use it with it, unfortunately, because they told me I was buying the iPad Pro, but it wasn't the iPad Pro. It was just the iPad. So you needed the Pro to use the pen. So he never got to use the pen. Okay? But the fact is that a regular iPad is a $2,000 fucking electronic item. And I had bought it for myself. And then when he told me about I want to really start getting good at drawing, I said, yeah, just take it. See, that's how you know that I'm telling the truth about the fucking stupid laptop. Okay? Because I'm telling you, if I gave it to him, I'd tell you, yeah, I gave it to him. The iPad, you won't hear me talking about the iPad because that was literally, yeah, it's yours. That PC, that Alienware laptop was not the case. No, I didn't say you could just have that. I can't. It was a $5,000 laptop. Alienware laptops can get very expensive if you're getting the top of the line, the best shit. Yeah. And is it detrimental to me that I don't have that Alienware? Yes, it is. Because I could be making streaming gaming content. I would do that. I would do live streams of gaming. Like playing Alien Isolation or Terminator Resistance. I would do that live. Definitely. That'd be fun. I can't because I don't have enough money to invest in the type of system that I need to do that. And if I had that laptop that he has, I could do it. And I said has because he apparently told Shanny that he sold that thing, but at the same time, he had a picture of it on one of his posts. Oh, really? So you do still have that thing. Yeah, you are learning from the worst of the worst, William, how to fucking really piss people off. I guess they're teaching you the ways of the force of being a piece of shit, aren't they? And apparently you're taking the lessons. Oh, I know how to piss off Dad real bad. I'll put a picture of that laptop right on my goddamn posts. Yeah, I saw it, and man, it pissed me off. Very bad. Yeah. You've turned into quite an abomination, Will. And I'm just hoping this is, I'm hoping what this is you doing shadow work. You know? Because you're acting real adult now. So I'll start talking adult to you. You know how your mom really likes psychology? You know? She's really into psych. You should be too. You should look into a guy named Carl Jung. Carlyung. Carl Jung. Okay? Because I think what you're engaged right now, consciously or subconsciously, you're engaged in shadow work. Because you feel like you have dark parts of yourself, but you only want to show people this innocence. That is true, son. There is a dark part to all of us. The question is, how will you engage in shadow work? Will you deliberately hurt people? Because that's when the shadow work, you turn into the demon when you do that. Or are you going to do shadow work just in your personal life that's not going to hurt anyone? But you'll go dark a little bit in maybe some of your hobbies or what you think is Trust me, son. Yeah, there's a dark part of all of us. But will you indulge it in your life? Or will you put it in a box and say it's so simple. It's shit that they show kids in cartoons. You got a devil and an angel on your shoulder, and they're always talking, both of them. You got to mute the devil and listen to the angel. And I'm telling you, William, that you're listening to your demon, and you are not regarding your guardian angel, who's probably your grandfather, Joe. Because Shani had a little bit of revelation deal with her dad, and it's like, oh, my dad's my guardian angel, you know? I think that's probably true. So you got that. But I'm going to tell you that the longer you march the behavior out that you're engaged in, the worse the punishment from God is going to be. Like egregious. I mean, what you've done already is enough. If we could seal it off right now, Will. Okay, you cut the sin off as soon as you can. Because this is sin. To have zero regard for your mother, you know she has problems. You know all of the mental stuff that she goes through. You know this. And you still did this. The best thing for you right now is to, and I'm being your pastor, I'm being your reverend too. You cut that sin off, and then you have to start putting the sutures in and hoping the wound heals. And the way you do that is you stop with this deception bullshit that you're doing, talking about time with us. You cut those lies off because you know they're lies. You cut that off. You stop that. That's called repenting. And then that's right, see, Watermelon is absolutely on board with this, Will. That's how you know it's not just me. Watermelon fucking agrees. Okay? Right? She's like, now, Will, you heard that. She's like, you listening? Boy, she's like, are you listening? The way you do this, Will, is you cut off the bad behavior, you repent of the bad behavior, and then you Google chat your mom and say, I'm really sorry. Right, Watermelon. Exactly. She knows, Will. You listen to Watermelon? Right. Fuck's sake. I'm cutting this off. It's 20 minutes almost again. So now I've talked like, fuck me, 50 minutes on my channel about this when I didn't even want to do a video about it at all because it's so personal. But when it's in the public, when the son refuses to come in private, but he keeps showing up in public, I mean, it's attention seeking. So you sought the attention. You got lots of attention. You got so much attention, you got me fired. You understand? You got all the fucking attention that you got fucking wanted, and I'm fired, and I could have been still building up money in a 401k, and I probably would have had close to $5,000 now because of the market. And markets are funny, and there's different types of accounts, and when you're in a 401k, that's some accelerated earnings. I'm going to tell you that. 401ks are a blessing. I lost that because of the bullshit you pulled. But I'm telling you, every day that goes by that you let this keep going on, that your date with God gets worse and worse. And that's not a threat, it's a promise from the Creator. And of all people, you should know not to touch your mom like this, because the Lord defends her. And if it's even her own son,